Welcome to another episode of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh. We got a special guest. You guys hear me mention his name often in the chat. I'm always like, Cryptic said. Now you guys get to hear Cryptic say, what's up? How are you?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm the new host taking over for Cheesy. Don't worry about
it. Johnny, what's going on?
Cheesy is prioritizing his wife over us, so like that's ridiculous. So I agree. I think Cryptic should replace him. Everybody agrees.
I love it. And Crawler, what's happening?
Hey, how's it going? Crawler coming at you. That was a lot of straight lines in that intro.
Wow, dude, you can't be negative. We gotta be positive, man.
Oh, it's starting off quick. I love it. Well, first up, game of the week, you guys. NSO game of the week. A little bit of housekeeping. Ninja Gaiden. All right. Because here's the thing. I know based on downloads that there's like a third of you that don't listen to the game of the week show yet. But if you want to play along, you get 2 weeks to see how far you can get in Ninja Gaiden, because it's not easy. And I picked up the Switch, the Joy-Con charger, right? You remember the one that they announced that like came out last October? I found one.
Switch one?
Yeah. So I can charge my NSO
N64 controllers, right?
The NES controllers.
Sorry, that's what.
Oh yeah, because they have the rails.
They have the rails. So here's what's cool about this charger, though. I didn't realize I spent the extra $10 and it only does 2 Joy-Con instead of 4, like the off-brand.
Yeah, I have the off-brand one.
So this actually disconnects, and if your Joy-Con are in it, it works as a charging grip, essentially. So you can keep those Joy-Con in and play them.
But why would you play it like that? Why would you play NES like that?
No, not NES. I'm just saying, like, if you have a bunch of people over, you need an extra controller, it works out that way too. So I just thought that was kind of a cool feature. So that's why I went with it.
Make people bring their own controllers.
The thing that
I want to say
like
one positive thing about the Switch 2 to start off. Being able to use your Switch 1 controllers is really cool.
Not being able to turn your Switch 2 on with your Switch 1 controllers.
That's not that big of a deal. People are overreacting to everything now.
Has anyone tried to connect more than 4 Pro controllers to the Switch 2? Does it support that? Because Switch 1 wouldn't. You can only do 4, I think.
I don't have 4 friends.
Yes, you have. We've been over this. You and I
both
have more than 4
friends. I'm not
Pro
gonna. Why would I connect 4 controllers if nobody?
I know. I need to sit down and do it. I have enough sitting around here. Maybe I'll do it while I'm doing. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got a lot of controllers right here. Maybe I'll just do it while we're talking.
Do it. Anyway, game of the week, Ninja Gaiden. It's hard. There's a new Ninja Gaiden coming out.
In July, I think. No, that's Shinobi. Which one's Shinobi's coming out soon, isn't it?
Yeah, Shinobi's like I don't know. Now my brain. Now I just mixed them all up.
Nintendo tweeted it. Hold on.
They're both like, yeah, they just tweeted out Shinobi. It's like August 30th, I think. Or maybe that's Ninja Gaiden. I don't know. Anyway,
Shinobi is August 29th.
There we go. Okay. So then Ninja Gaiden is like September or something. So if you if you guys want to play along with Game of the Week, Cryptic, you played some Shinobi and had to remap your controller and everything for it, right?
I couldn't even beat the first level.
Yo, that boss destroyed me. He destroyed me. So, next week, guys, I'm on vacation starting Saturday, so I'm gonna be gone for about a week. So shows will be intermittent and a little bit different because I'll be on the road. So, just letting you guys know about that. And before we get started, Cryptic, where could people connect with you after this show if they wanted to?
You guys could just check me out in the Discord. I'm always talking around there. I had a rant earlier about this whole Mario Kart update. So,
good. It'll be great conversation.
Good company.
Yeah. Johnny, how about you?
I'm Johnny Bo everywhere: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and the Communication Era podcast with Cheesy. And I'm not complaining about the update.
No, okay. And Crawler, where can people connect with you?
Best spots are TikTok, Twitter, Discord, Nightcrawler724, Nightcrawlers without the E. I got some dead controllers. I'm trying to figure it out. I think I have more than 5. I have 5 at least connected, I think.
Is it doing where it does like two lights like separated and stuff? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So it only has 4 things up on the screen, but
well, how does 8-player Smash work?
oh, it disconnected that controller. You can still only do 4 Pro controllers.
Oh,
That's
sad panda.
Oh, dang.
So if you want to play 8-player Smash on one controller, you have to do either GameCube adapters or Joy-Con. Sad.
There you go. There you go.
I got too many controllers in front of me now.
Last week we talked about doing like our Johnny's game pick of the week. I think we're all gonna do it, and we'll see what everybody's been playing, and it can be old or new. If it's just something that you guys are currently playing that you're like, yo, if you guys want to check this out, you definitely should. So we're gonna.
Have you heard about a game called Stitch?
Here we go. Classic.
I actually haven't been playing it too much, but it's still there. It's good.
Balatro works as well, so there you go.
Yep.
Yo, I saw a Balatro meme the other day. I think I did.
You put it in the Discord.
Oh, good. I was laughing.
At least for us.
That,
yeah,
so.
It was. Chicks be like, he's my king. Is that your 4th king this year? What are you playing, Balatro?
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't even get it because I've never played Balatro, but you know.
Oh wow.
You can change the cards.
You got to get those Steel Kings out there.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's see. Cryptic, we'll start with you. Any games you've been playing this week that you like highly recommend people pick up?
So the main games I just mainly been playing is Mario Kart and then Street Fighter 6 on Switch 2, which I think it's fantastic. I know you have issues with it, of how it looks.
What do the amiibo do, Johnny?
It's dumb.
Especially for how expensive they are.
Yeah, you unlock like some like artwork. You can save like your outfits, like your costumes to them, but they don't. It's not worth $40. Like if you're getting them for the features, it's definitely not worth $40.
You're getting them for the collectability of it.
I mean, they're cool. Like they're really nice amiibo, but they don't do much. And Roy. Yeah, no, not Roy. Ryu.
Mm-hmm.
Ryu and Ken amiibo work, but Terry amiibo does not work. That is frustrating because
even though Terry's a fighter
he's not a
Street Fighter fighter, but he's in Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
Sad day.
Who's your main Cryptic?
Ryu.
Okay. I like Luke. He's kind of like Ryu and Ken a little bit. And I've been using Terry just because Smash Brothers.
Does he play like the Fatal Fury? Does he have like any like specific inputs?
Yeah, I mean he plays. I don't think I've ever played Fatal Fury. I only really know him from Smash Brothers, but he has the same moveset kind of from Smash Brothers. He has the power. I don't even know what they're called.
Are you guys playing with the new, like, more simplistic control scheme?
Like, what do they call it? Modern.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
I do classic.
Same here.
Classic. We ain't no noobs. I still have no idea how to do any of the moves. So
that's why I'm asking if you're using the things that you can actually feel like a badass.
When I started, I did the tutorial. I'm like, I'm not going to remember all this stuff. There's so much going on right now.
Oh, and I skipped it altogether. I'm like, I did this on Xbox already, and then didn't remember any of it.
There's like special moves, and then there's like this
drive rush.
Yeah, the drive rush, and sometimes there's a counter. It's very complicated. I'm not good at it.
I'm going to tease it now. There's a very real possibility that Johnny and I will be throwing down in some Street Fighter on YouTube for you guys, and just be ready because neither of us know what we're doing. So it's going to be a lot of trash talking and a lot of not backing it up. So,
button mashing.
And I main Guile. I main Guile.
Okay.
So Sonic Boom.
You can go get Guile in Fortnite right now if you act quick.
I did. Yeah. I
did you see the there's a Capcom presentation today, and they revealed some costumes coming to Street Fighter 6, and man, they revealed a lot
Oh,
Like
They
of
are-
of the character.
of the character. They are swimsuits.
oh, it's we're getting back to the
The
Dead or Alive
beach
days.
volleyball.
Yeah, I think it was Chun-Li, Luke, and then
That's
two
all
other
I need to
characters I
hear.
can't remember.
Cammy maybe.
Cammy, I think Cammy was the other one.
That's all I needed to hear. Cryptic said. As soon as you said Ken, he was like,
Yeah.
No, okay. So, Cryptic, you mentioned, as you said, Street Fighter, that like I thought I had issues with how it looked. I don't. I tried it out on my on the OLED in the living room. It's impressive. And in that same conversation, I was talking about fast fusion, not realizing it defaulted to 1080p like performance mode essentially. Once I changed those settings, I was like, I don't know about you guys, but like because of the M Classic, I didn't realize that I was so used to like 2K and then, and essentially 4K. And now when I play a Switch game on Switch 2 that's not hooked up to the M Classic, like if I play Smash, it doesn't look as good as it used to on my Switch 1 because of the M Classic doing the up conversion. And so I was always like, oh, it's not that big a deal, 1080p versus, the stuff on Xbox and everything. No, it's kind of noticeable. like I'm noticing it more than I thought I would. So, but yeah, Johnny.
I do think Street Fighter looks a little muddy in handheld.
Yeah, that's real.
A little clayish looking.
I don't
but
think
it still
I've-
works. It works fine.
I don't think, and I was checking Street Fighter to see if it had any performance settings, but I couldn't find anything. And why does it take so long to get to a fight in that game? Like, and then you're walking around this arcade. You're like, yo, can I just hit like?
Well, there's like 20 different menus.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
You guys are really selling this game to me.
Well, it's fun. Like the game is fun, but there's like so many menus and like different things you could do. And it's only, I think it's $40. I don't think
it's 60 if you want all of the year 2, like year 1 and year 2 fighters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, can you buy the base for 40 and then you
on the eShop?
Yes.
You can't buy it. You have to get it. If you get the game key card, you get the DLC with it. So it's 60.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So you can get it for 40. It's just you're missing some of the DLC. So, well, and I didn't actually. I got Street Fighter and the Fast Fusion with basically like Best Buy bucks or whatever. So like they cost me like $10 for both those games thanks to the promotion at Best Buy. So that was kind of cool. And but I did not go with the key card. You could buy them digitally right from their site. So that's what I did. So Johnny, what's your pick of the week?
Well, I've been playing Mario Kart and I got all the characters finally.
Nice.
Stupid combat characters.
Did
So
you do it by yourself with 2 controllers or
No. So the way I did it is I did like a single player versus. I put it on like 50cc frantic items, and then you just choose like I did look up where these characters get unlocked at. So you just look up like how to unlock Contour, and it tells
I was
you what,
on Peach Beach last night expecting to get the coin, not the coin coffer, but the other the quack thing.
The cat quack.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I got a Kamek transformation right as I was crossing the line, but then I changed into coin coffer and I was like, I already have that. Like,
Yeah, it's not like
it's so
guaranteed.
the fact that you have to bank on RNG.
Yeah,
I have
it's
like
not-
4 that I have the wrench mole, I have the ostrich thing, whatever that's called.
the Contour. That one's been a
Contour,
while.
the ghost on Boo Cinema, and then and then the quack thing.
Yeah, I just wanted to get it. I just wanted to get them. I probably if I was patient, I would have been fine with just playing and trying to unlock them that way. But I just wanted all the characters. Now I have them all, so now I'm happy. So
Now you can finally start playing the game.
now you can play the game. But the other game that just came out today, actually, it's on Switch 1 and Switch 2. It's called Ruffy in the Riverside. It is like a Banjo-Kazooie, Paper Mario, like love letter. It's a 3D platformer. It's an indie game, $20. I played the demo like on Steam Deck a few months ago and had a lot of fun with it. And I just started playing a little bit right now, and yeah, it's very charming. The art style is like really nice. It's kind of like, it looks hand drawn and like paper. I don't know if you guys have seen this game.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing it for a while. They had it on Indie Mania. I think they talked about it on Indie Mania today, or at least I heard, or we had Mike talking about it last week.
Yeah, it just officially released today. It's on like all platforms, I think. I don't think it's just Switch. It's on like PlayStation and Xbox, but we're on. Yeah, that's a Nintendo podcast. We don't have those, so get it on Switch. It works on Switch too. And yeah, I haven't played much of it, but I have played the demo like a couple hours, and it's very fun. It's like you're collecting stars, kind of like your Super Mario 64. You have it's called a swap ability. It's like copy and paste, which is pretty. You change like the terrain so you could solve puzzles. It's pretty cool. I'm interested to see what it's like when I get more into it. And I'm still playing Rune Factory. I'm tending my farms. And that game's super fun.
I love that. Crawler, how about you?
I'm gonna say Fast Fusion. That's the one I've kind of picked up. I've been playing when I haven't been upset by Mario Kart, and just kind of going through unlocking the different. You gotta earn coins and place high enough to be able to unlock the next round of races, and I'm still kind of on the very bottom level of that, so kind of just getting through and unlocking different racers, and they have different pros and cons with top speed and boost and acceleration and stuff like that, and just kind of learning the different courses. They're pretty cool looking on some of them, like whales jumping out of oceans and going all over the place. So it's been pretty interesting.
I've been honestly kind of surprised by that game. $15. The way that you what is it called? Like phasing? Like, is that the
you have two different like boost abilities. Like there's boost pads on the track, and you have to make sure your car is synergized with it. So you have to switch your boosters pretty much to be either red or blue based on the boost pad. And if you aren't on the right color, then it will like slow your car down. You like come to a freeze on the track. So you got to make sure you're kind of actively switching. And there's some that are in like rapid succession where you got to kind of just tap Y as you're going through the boost pads and make sure you're switching as you go. And there's a jump ability, and there's some like in the more advanced track, like the further down I've gotten in the novice playthroughs, there's like some of these boost windows that you have to jump through, like a structure, and you get a small boost by doing that. And it's, if you blow yourself up on the, like, especially the third lap, you just hate yourself because it's really hard to kind of get back into it if you do it near the end.
Some serious F-Zero vibes. If you guys are missing F-Zero, it is one to check out for sure. Like I've picked it up a couple different times, and I've really enjoyed it. Like I thought it was good. So I have been doing Mario Kart. Of course, I did. I finished up. I unlocked the special cup today on stream, and so yesterday I was struggling bad. I kept getting to the last race on the coin block ruins or whatever that one's called. I can't remember exactly, and I would lose at the last turn. Like I kept, And then I had one today. I had the most Mario Kart thing ever. Like, blue shell right at the finish line, and that took first away from me. And then was playing last night and trying to do this Grand Prix. Same thing. Like right before the final lap, Jasmine just starts laughing because I got hit. It was like shell, boomerang, blue shell hit me on the way by. Like, she's just like, yo, they are absolutely destroying you. And she's just laughing at me. I was like, yeah, this is great. This is Mario Kart. Welcome to Mario Kart.
It gets worse when you get to knockout tour.
Oh, nice. Can't wait.
Yeah, if you try to get the 3 stars,
yeah,
you're gonna go crazy.
Yeah,
cool. That'll be a fun stream challenge.
I've done it on regular. I've not had any success on mirror yet, and I've kind of just been avoiding it because it's very frustrating.
Yeah, I think we need Donkey Kong to come out. Like we need this game. I think people are starting to get a little over Mario Kart right now, and it's
Nintendo doesn't help their own case.
No, they don't.
Because they've what, been 3 updates on this game, and the update they put out last night was the worst yet.
Yeah,
they're like, we made this game this way, and you need to play it this way. And
you keep ruining the transition. Josh wants to transition into the topic, and you're like, no, I'm talking about the topic now.
All right, before you guys throw down, I watched the Kamek today go out and give them the, what is it, the ostrich? What's it? What's the
Condor?
Conkdor. Yeah, I was in front of Kamek, but I was up on the top of the waterfall, and I watched it change everybody else into it, but not me.
That is so frustrating that it doesn't change everybody.
Everybody in front of the person
it's everybody in front of the person. I was like, I was playing against CPUs. I put them on hard difficulty, and I was in like 8th place for a little bit. And I see the comic fly in front of me, and they all get changed into the wrench, whatever the heck. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me! I could have been done with this, and then I had to do like 5 more races.
Yeah. So, and I have people come into my chat like, how do I do this? I'm like, I don't, just have fun, play the game. It'll happen. It'll happen the longer and the more you play. So, well, Mario Kart update hit last night, and I was like, oh no, like this hit like kind of like around 10 o'clock or so Eastern, I think, or maybe it was even a little later. I'm not sure. But
I went to go play late last night, and it was like 10 o'clock my time, and it was like, we have an update for you. And I think I had played earlier in the day too. So yeah, it was late.
Yeah. So basically
early morning Japan update is what it was.
Yeah. So it forces the community into the long, straight stretches of road, preventing us from holding from having the 3-lap races.
Let's preface this because the community had found out if on online matches, on not knockout tour, but just online versus, if you selected random, it got you away from the four options kind of that were branching off of the track you had been on. So it was going to force you into an intermission track if you picked one of the ones that were just popping up. So the community realized that they could get away from that and do random to force the game into a 3-race lap, actually showcasing the Mario Kart track that they wanted to see, because intermission racing is very frantic because you almost don't know where you are. You don't learn the track. You don't get to see it. You don't get to truly experience it. And then it's just the last little lap you get to play the race. So Nintendo found a way around that, and they pretty much took random. Now we'll pick one of the 4 races that are right there, and it just forces you to do a transition race.
I think it's not all the time. It just happens less likely now.
Like, the lobbies I was at, it was like 90-95% of the people were picking random, and it was always a transition race.
It is the majority of the time now. Like, so here's the thing. There are those moments where you don't have to pick random because a random track will show up not connected to where you're at. So that can get picked. but then everybody, the other thing is the community's not like unified on this. There are just casual players that are like, "Boop." I experienced that in my stream today. I was like, all right, guys, press the plus button and pick any track you want so we can do 3 laps. And I think one time out of the 4 races, we did a 3-lap race. Like everybody else was just hitting A, and I was like, you guys did not understand the assignment, like, like at all. So, here's, I'll kind of throw this out there, and then I'm gonna send it over to Cryptic for a little bit. But like, this is a series we've been playing for over 30 years, right? Adding Knockout Tour is fantastic, but don't force it into every mode when it doesn't fit, right? Like, Grand Prix showcases like the beauty of these new tracks, and when we do 3 laps, it allows us to become familiar with those tracks. Becoming familiar with the straightaways, I mean, I'm looking for some shortcuts here and there, checking the minimap, like, oh, there's one corner I could cut with a mushroom, but other than that, there's not a lot there. The best times in this game, and where you feel like you are not only going the fastest, but also feeling like really cool when you're playing, is doing the tech, grinding, hitting the walls, like coming up, like finding these insane shortcuts and that kind of stuff. That's not in these straightaways. It's not there. And so the simple solution in my mind, 5 laps, 2 to get to the track and 3 to finish it up. We did one of the final knockout tours we did, or one of the final races we were just doing versus. It ended on the Mario circuit tracks that's from the Super Nintendo. It's like less than 25 seconds to complete 1 lap. So we spent all the time on the straightaways, and then somebody was like, yo, we were on that for like 15 seconds. What is the deal? The world record time trial on that track, 1 minute 5 seconds.
For all 3 laps.
For all 3 laps. Like, it just seems that one's a strange one. Like, they could have done
Mario Kart 8 was almost perfect. Almost every single course took about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes to race everything.
Yeah,
and that's why we got A to B, Rainbow Road 64. That's why we got A to B, like Mount Wario. Like, they were all, it's about 1 minute per circuit. Like, and it was almost like clockwork. Like, it would take about 12 to 15 minutes to do a Grand Prix, because that's the time in between, the time loading the race, but then 3 to 3.5 minutes on each course. It was all spaced out and timed out pretty perfectly.
Yeah, and I mean, N64 Rainbow Road, probably the one track that could have used 3 laps, because it was fast enough that we could have, even if it extended a little bit long. But yeah, I mean, 30 years of doing 3-lap races for the most part, and some of the point A to point B tracks are fun. Like Rainbow Road is incredible. Like that's everybody's saying that's their favorite, but it's because
the transition to that is, you drive on some rafts and then you're in the course. It's not 2 laps of quote unquote of getting there. It's a 5 checkpoint race, and one of those checkpoints is the transition, and then you have 4 awesome different kind of love letters to Rainbow Road. Yeah. And so, like I said, with Knockout Tour is amazing, super fun. Needs to be a staple in Mario Kart, but they've got to come up with a better balance for when we're not playing Knockout Tour. Like, I'm honestly nervous. I think one of the factors in this is that the tournament coming up is probably going to be played with these point A to point B, and it's not all that enjoyable outside, because the tracks, I mean, Wario Stadium, so good. Like, it's unreal how good these tracks are. So I don't know, Cryptic, how are you? You went on a rant, you said. So how are you feeling about this? And let loose. Just keep it PG.
Yeah, I'm just a little frustrated. I get why they did it, because the random feature seems more like a bug that they just fixed. because I don't think it was intentionally designed to be that way. But we, like you said, we played this game for like 25 years, and in a game like Smash Bros. Ultimate, they have every kind of mode you could think of regarding single player. Obviously, people still want like board the platforms and break the targets, but for the most part, there's a lot of variety in the modes. So I personally like 3-lap tracks just because that's how I get better at the game, especially with the skill gap that this game has. And some of these cuts, Bowser's Castle, or like what's the airship level, Airship Fortress.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
That one has a good cut.
That you can stay on like the rails almost the entire way.
Yeah, and you can't practice that if you're just doing that track for 1 lap. And I do practice in time trials, but what time trials doesn't do is it doesn't give you an actual sense of what everyone's doing at that specific time.
It also doesn't
Online.
give you a feather, which changes how you can
Yeah,
attempt
correct.
shortcuts.
Yeah.
I was saying on stream the other day, like there are three, like I would say a minimum of 3 ways to play the regular tracks in Mario Kart World, and that's going to be like a time trials run where you're like going to use your mushrooms in very specific spots for shortcuts. But then there's versus runs where it's like you can get multiple mushrooms, so you could take way more shortcuts than you could take in time trials. And then you've also got that feather that like that can get you up to different, like your line could change, right? It's basically the lines is what I'm talking about. You have like a time trials line, you've got like a regular versus line, and then you've got like a feather line. And that's way more than we've ever had to like try to memorize. And then to spend 25 seconds doing one lap on that 3, like that does get a little bit frustrating. But Johnny, I know you're kind of on the people need to chill out a little bit. So tell us.
Yeah, I mean, they were pretty clear that these intermissions and this, like, how they're doing the races was this game's gimmick. Like, you're driving around the world to these tracks. I do agree that I think only 1 lap per track is kind of lame because the tracks are really cool, and spending 2 legs of the race on the road to get there is frustrating. Like I there are some tracks I don't even like know the name of because I haven't spent like any time on them. But I don't really see the problem with Nintendo making this update. I do believe that we will get a like classic mode at some point. I wish that they would give us some sort of roadmap, like literal roadmap to say like this is what we're planning on doing, and like this is the content that's coming. And like right now, it's all like magnified because people are upset with the Nintendo Switch 2 and Mario Kart World's like the only mainline Nintendo game that's out right now. So I think a lot of the hate just gets amplified because there's nothing else to do. But I'm pretty sure they were pretty clear that like these intermissions, this is how we're going to be racing in this game.
If you go, I was going to pull it up. I didn't get a chance to, but like, I believe the devs, and I heard this on like NBC or another podcast was like, there's not 32 tracks in this game. There's over 200 is what they will say based on all the roads in between.
Yeah, but the roads are just roads. Like there's it's not even like they have features that a track normally has. Like it's a straight line.
It doesn't have a Mario Kart
Yeah.
gimmicky kind of feel to it, or
It's a
shortcuts,
straight
or
line. Yeah.
Well, and I think the other like kind of disappointing aspect of this is that they started taking, and Nate says it too. He's like, I want I still want my combo mode like Mario Kart Tour does it. You know, it would almost be too perfect with all the grinding, wall riding, and high combo scores.
What's a combo mode? What's that? Oh, it's like arcade.
I'm not quite sure, but I think what he's saying is like, remember how like Peach's Garden on that was the DS track that was on tour that made it over to 8. Like you ended up going backwards at one point. Like
the last lap is backwards.
Is backwards, or they would like add they would add ramps and things like that on like Calamari.
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Like in the booster course, like
the tour courses, yeah.
Yeah, and so
well, like on Paris, you go backwards one lap, and
yeah, so that gimmick is kind of shot with these single lap races. You can't, you know, that kind of goes. Well, I don't know that, and maybe some of these tracks are designed for that. Maybe they're not, but like,
well, and wasn't there a rumor like mirror mode is hard enough to, it was ambiguous enough to unlock, but like, I think one of the big rumors with this interconnected world is instead of mirror mode, we were going to get like reverse mode, and you could drive, instead of a mirrored version, you were actually driving backwards on the courses, because everything is kind of interconnected and has a way to kind of make that work. And we haven't seen that yet, and that could be a thing, but that's the only way that makes that semi interesting. They almost need to add another mode on, or just be happy enough keeping Knockout Tour as the way to showcase that.
Yeah,
and put the single races and the Grand Prix single player by yourself is fine. Online, showcase your map, like your actual course, and everyone's that's playing it has gotten a chance to experience the interconnectedness of it. And if they really want that, they can go to Knockout Tour and you get it 5 different ways or whatever.
It's also interesting because like if you do versus mode in offline, you can just pick the course.
Yep.
Like you don't. So the way it works is you pick a course, or there's like you can pick the intermissions for a course, but they do just let you pick the course. So I don't know why that's not an option. Like when you're racing online, and I really think that they're like they thought this was a cool idea, and the community is saying something else. Like it's not that cool. I do think it works really well for Knockout Tour, because what that is.
But well, and those in betweens, some of those off roads have huge shortcuts. So if you are in the back and you get a mushroom, you can go from 18th or 20th all the way up to first if you get a triple mushroom and a golden mushroom, or a mega mushroom and a golden mushroom. You're way up in the front again, because there are some huge shortcuts that are on those semi-winding roads. But when you get stuck on the suspension bridge or the tunnel going to like Crown City or something like that, it's not exciting, because there aren't the off-road options. There's just like zip pads on the ground and some traffic that you got to dodge, and it's not as fun and interesting.
Mitch from chat says Mario Kart World Online might be the sweetest multiplayer experience I've ever had. I love that. And
sweatiest.
Oh yes, sweatiest. My bad.
Yeah, I mean the skill gap for this game is ridiculous. It's only gonna get wider, right? Like casuals. I wonder if that's why they have this interconnected thing, because you can't do much on the straightaways, right? You can't do like your ridiculous shortcuts and wall grinding and rail grinding. So maybe like it's supposed to allow casuals to have a chance. I don't know.
Have you done any of the VC racing online, Crawler?
I mean, just a little bit. The more enjoyable online experience for me is Knockout Tour. It's a little crazy, but like I've won 1 or 2 Knockout Tours of probably like the 10 or 15 that I've done. But there's only a handful, I think, that I've come in the last like bottom 4, bottom 8. and that's usually just because it's something crazy happens right there at the gate. But usually pretty pretty consistently being in the top 8 to 4, and then it's usually a good race. The sad part about Knockout Tour is that final gate 4 to gate 5 is usually a pretty short stretch. Like the one that ends at like Peach City or whatever it is like really just an up and around and then another hairpin, and then you're like at the final thing. So you only get the item box at the gate top 4, and then you get like another item junction, and that's kind of it. So if you aren't competitively close in 3rd or 4th, you aren't going to get any good items to kind of make your way up front. So it can be a little challenging to kind of make progress after that. But Knockout Tour is really just about getting in front and weathering the storm that's going to come your way. It's easier to smuggle mushrooms up there, but there's a lot of items that take stuff from you if you fall off the course. Lakitu takes your items. So it's a different kind of this is a different kind of Mario Kart. It feels the same in a lot of ways, but it's definitely a different kind of experience.
Nate says it's almost like taking your kids to Disneyland and calling the freeway a ride to get there.
I think people just need to be patient. All right, the stuff is coming. It's been 3 weeks.
And you better not have to pay for it.
That's I will say I don't think there's enough content here for $80 right now.
How long was the DLC from when Mario Kart 8 Wii U came out to the first?
It was a while. It was at least a year, I think.
Did that game launch with Mercedes stuff in it, or was that
that came
addition?
later?
I was gonna say, I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like 3 months maybe was some of the because the Mercedes stuff was free, right?
Yeah, Mercedes was free. But then we had like a $12 pack that had.
Yeah, that had two different Grand Prix on, or 4 different was it 2 each? I think it was 8 tracks on each of them, I think, with a total of 16. So
all right, so Mario Kart 8 was AI, so I don't know if it's true, but it might be. So Mario Kart 8 came out in May of 2014. Yeah, May of 2014. The first pack came out in November, so it was less than a year. And then the second pack came out in April of 2015. Yeah, so I think, I don't know, in that next rumored direct, I think we're going to see some update.
Is that how you think it's going to be rolled out? Or do
We hear you don't like our game, so we're going to come up with a way for you to like it again.
It'll be $12 again, $12 pack.
Unless you're an NSO member.
Get your colored Yoshis and your Shy
They're gonna
Guys.
they're gonna have a Koopaling DLC.
Yeah, Koopaling DLC. That's true. Donkey Kong pack.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make me pay for this. If they make me pay for it, I will be very upset. And
you will
not
lick
just
their
like
boots and be quiet about it.
I know. I'll buy it.
If they introduce new islands like we were talking about, like a Hyrule Island or a Animal Crossing Island or something like that, then they can finally get rid of intermissions, because there's going to be no way to.
No, there'll be intermissions, so you drive from one island to the next island, and you don't get to do any maps.
And with this update, are you less likely to get Rainbow Road now?
I don't know,
because there's only one course that connects to it.
Rainbow Road.
Yeah.
Can you?
It happens sometimes.
But now there's only one course that connects to it, right? It's only through Peach Castle or whatever.
Yeah.
Peach Raceway or whatever it's called.
Rainbow Road, the best track in the game, and you don't ever get to play it. That's disappointing. It's not a Knockout Tour either. That's disappointing.
Nate says, I don't think people want to have patience with a base game of $80 sitting and waiting for updates and content isn't cool. And
how many people paid $80? All right, 1 million people in Japan. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I did. I bought
they didn't have a booster pack, did they? Or
they didn't have a bundle?
Did they have a bundle? I don't know.
I would assume they would have a bundle.
Well, their console was also cheaper because the yen isn't as powerful right now.
Well, they had that lower end model that's like region locked or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Or like not
I think
lower end, but
anything.
like
I think
cheaper.
any Switch that's sold in Japan is region locked.
Switch 1 was not. I don't.
Switch
think.
1 is not, but Switch 2 I think is all region locked for
All region
anything
locked.
sold in Japan
Gotcha.
because they didn't want people to go and import it.
Right.
Because it came out to, instead of $500, it came out to be like $380 or something like that. Because
I think maybe
the yen to the dollar is just not there.
we might save this. We'll save this for in 2 weeks when I get back. But be thinking about it. What I think the question, or maybe we'll just leave. We'll skip the last topic for tonight. We'll do topic 2 after this. What I did my review of Mario Kart World. I gave it a 9.5. I do think it's worth the $80. I feel like if they had added much more, stuff would have been getting skipped over. Like already, like battle mode is kind of not really getting played all that much. I don't know that battle mode got played all that much.
There's no Shine Thief. Why would you play it for coin thing?
How many courses are there in battle?
I haven't even gone to it to check.
Yeah, I haven't either.
And I think you just end up going to the tracks and then they're kind of like, I'm assuming they're like walled off or something, but which is, that's borderline the first Mario Kart 8, which was horrible. Like it was like you could never find anybody. It was not good design. But I feel like this feels like a game where outside of battle mode, I have dipped my toes at least into everything. And I feel like free roam sucked me in way more than I anticipated. Like way more than I anticipated. I have almost 200 P-switches done. The majority of the question marks are getting there.
Do you go to an area and try to get all 6 question blocks?
Sometimes, and then sometimes I'll see a P-switch and then I'm like, ooh, squirrel.
Some of them are like really hidden.
The question blocks?
The question blocks. And I can't find peach coins like anywhere.
I think there's one in Peach City or whatever that I can't find. I have 5 of the 6 or whatever. Question blocks.
I was in it's the one with the giant like question mark block ruins or whatever. I think is that what it's called?
I haven't done
ruins?
anything up north. I've done mostly south on the island, which is kind of weird. But.
So from the top, you can see this floating island with a peach medallion, and I spent probably 15 minutes or more trying to figure out, and I would get so close. And then it didn't matter. A feather, a mushroom, it didn't matter. None of it was. Well, there's a P-switch. No, because you can't get to it. There's
probably something that there's probably like a barrel that shoots you there, or like
it's a P-switch on the ground that you have to do a vine challenge that takes you all the way up. And if you continue to drive straight, I recorded it so I could post the video, because if you didn't know that medallion was there, you would just end up driving the other way and miss it altogether. And so it's one of the P-switches that's relatively tricky, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was a ton of fun. But then also knowing, there was another level of satisfaction from getting that medallion, because I spent a lot of time trying to figure it out. And I like the challenges. The one in Wario Stadium where you got to jump off the wall, and then if you have a feather, that really helps being able to get over and get the height that you need.
There's some good ones in Dino, the Dino Exploration Lab or whatever. Because there's a whole go to the top of the visitor center kind of thing inside, and there's some rails and there's question blocks up there on the top, and it's some of them is pretty good. And then there's even on one of the classic Mario Kart circuit ones, there's a center on the garage. There's stuff to get up on top and do stuff. So
Oh yeah, that was super fun. Wario Stadium we were doing last night, and basically we just once the kids went to bed, we were both just I was playing on the TV, she was playing handheld, and we were going to the same areas and just trying to locate all of the question
Can you
mark
play that stuff
blocks.
together?
Nah,
No.
you can do peach medallions, but you can't do P
You
switches
can't do P
or
switches. No, you could.
the-
You should be able to do question blocks if you see them.
I think you can do those as well, but yeah, you
Look,
can't do P
if you're in
switches.
somebody
so-
else's world, can you like get peach medallions for your world?
I don't know. I
Is
want
it not? Is it not a? Are you in somebody's world when you're there? Is it not just the world that you and you see it how you would see it?
I have no idea. I haven't done that. I haven't.
I'm pretty sure, at least when I was in free roam, I've always hosted, so I don't know what other people see. So Mitch says I can't wall ride for angle that stick. Angle in the stick is what will help. Like angle like kind of up and away or whatever.
And some of those P switch challenges do really kind of teach you how to do that a little bit without telling you as much. But
and then once you get it, all of a sudden we've talked at length kind of about the skill gap and stuff with this. I don't think it's as big as you think it is. Once you realize you don't have to do so many inputs, that it starts to get
there's some frustrating lineups, like Shy Guy Bazaar has. I spent a decent amount of time there over the weekend doing the question blocks and the P switch challenges there, which has one of those crazy rail ride kind of shortcuts right at the beginning of the lap.
Yeah.
And there's one of the P switch challenges that you start up on top and you jump down and you get on the rail where you need to, and then you switch to the support kind of going up there, and then you got a wall ride and jump back and forth, and then it's one of those 3-second extenders per blue ring or whatever. So I ended up being able to skip some of the rings, but there's one section where you have to do a preloaded kind of what's the base jump called? Not the drift, but the jump.
Charge jump.
You have to charge jump into the wall right up and get like 3 of them, get it on another rail. You almost do a full circuit on kind of Shy Guy Bazaar, and it's quite involved. So it was, and you only have about enough time to do one reload or one rewind if you need to do it. So it kind of shows you some interesting lines, but it can be a challenge.
Yeah, which I welcome. Like I love that, especially when it's essentially a tutorial, right? On learning different lines, utilizing the tech, like all that stuff is fantastic to me. Like I dig it. So, but yeah, back to kind of that question, like what, and we'll just answer this one quick, and then we'll move on to talking Smash on Switch 2. But like, what if you don't feel like this game justified the $80 price tag? What do you feel like it was missing? And Cryptic, I'll let you kick this one off.
So my biggest thing when this game was launching was just have a lot of ton of online modes. After playing the game for a little bit, it is kind of limited. I don't even know where the team racing is. Is that only in private lobbies with friends?
Is it even in this game?
It is.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, it is,
Yes.
right? Because you could do like, I remember they promoted like the 4v4v4, but I don't know how to get to it.
Yeah. I think it is. You can only do it online with friends.
Like in private.
Yeah.
Yeah, like something like that. I know Mario Kart 8, you could just jump into a playlist of team racing, but obviously it was just red versus blue. So that'd be something cool. And obviously just consistent content drops. Do you guys think it'll be like the next Direct? That's when we'll get something on Mario Kart? You don't think like, oh, when Donkey Kong drops a week later, they'll be like, oh, if you have save data for Donkey Kong, you get his Bonanza costume.
I mean, potentially, but like if you remember, like we're going to talk about Smash here in a little bit, but like when Smash had new stuff to come, or we were anticipating new stuff to come, that's what everyone was looking forward to and excited about in the Direct. If we're missing Koopalings, we're missing costume characters, we're missing non Mario Super Mario World kind of characters, find a way to introduce some of the Mario Kart 8 characters back into this, doing everybody's here kind of thing, and find a way to introduce them into the game. Because I don't think it'll break the continuity if we were racing for however long with Kirby and Link and Villager and all that kind of stuff. Like, find a way to introduce. That's what everyone was kind of half expecting, was this to be Nintendo Kart, and they found a way to reduce down some mainline characters that people were maining in Mario Kart. So find a way to drip feed that in with just free DLC content, and not even with Smash, you were paying $6 to $8, whatever it was, per character for DLC drops. But like, if they can find a way, because this was their premium $80 title, let's get people excited about it and keep it in the zeitgeist and the forefront of what people are talking about, and put, hey, the Koopalings are coming, hey, Hyrule Cup is coming, and we're gonna add some races, the because that was what, Triforce Cup or whatever, wasn't that? Was that a featured cup? And it was only just the one Hyrule circuit, but find a way to add like 3 more courses and have it off to the side, or have it do something, but find a way to add stuff in and get people excited about it.
The Bonanza Cup.
Mm-hmm. They got enough biomes in that game. They probably could come up with something.
Did you see Johnny's head?
Well, even something like Gold Mario. Like, usually you would unlock them after doing all the Grand Prix, or at least 1 star in them, and he's just nowhere to be found.
Yeah, Johnny, how about you? You just said the game's not worth 80. So what would make it worth 80?
I think just more content. I mean, so yeah, like Cryptic just said, there's no gold Mario, and there was a gold cart, there was a gold glider, there was gold wheels that you could earn. I was trying to get to 10,000 coins to see what you get. And guess what it is, everyone?
A sticker.
It's a sticker. And I feel like they just made some weird decisions in this game, like not having a classic mode where you could play 3 lap tracks all the time. They got rid of some battle modes. I don't know why. Like, there's no Shine Thief, there's no Renegade Raiders, there's no.
That would have been fun with 24 people.
I know. So that's why I think that like this stuff is probably coming in free. I would assume in free updates, and then maybe if they add like a whole or like another island or something, then yeah, I would pay for like a Zelda island or a Kirby island or Splatoon island, something like that,
or like a 40th anniversary Mario event.
Yeah, and there's some characters that are missing that should be like Diddy, all the Koopalings, like Funky, like a lot there. PD Piranha, we have a Piranha plant, but no PD Piranha. I just don't understand why they changed some things from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Like, I understand Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is 10 years, but there are like features in that game that should just be standard. Getting rid of tournament mode was weird too. I don't know. I just think they need more content. Even bring back content that they had in previous games.
Crawler, how about you?
I mean, kind of what I said already. It's like, give us a drip feed and make like it justify the $80, because right now Donkey Kong seems like the more premium full featured game, and they're not. That's why I think this whole dynamic pricing is a bad idea to begin with. It sets an expectation that is not healthy or smart for what they're trying to sell or convey. Like Kirby is $90, but Mario Kart's 80 and Donkey Kong 70. Like it's weird because it doesn't Kirby come out to be like 80 or 90 with
It's 80. It's 80.
80. So I mean, it's saying Kirby in the Forgotten Land is the same price as Mario Kart, which doesn't compute. And then it's just it, and then you have Switch Sports, and you have like all these things, just different price tiers. It's not apples to apples, and
It's a variable pricing. All right.
Yeah.
Dragon Drive's $20.
Which, why were they so scared to announce that?
I don't know.
They had to wait to have a free day on the Nintendo app to be able to share the release date and the price for that Dragon Drive. So
yeah.
Yeah, all I
I'm
care
just,
about
I'm
is
just
it's
hoping for
selling,
more
it's
content
selling.
because like it is frustrating that you don't get to necessarily play the game how we've come accustomed to it. And Knockout Tour is a great addition, but it's not the end all be all. Like it's great for this game, but it's not the everything, and that's not necessarily how some people want to play. I feel like we lost stuff with not like because we can't have private tournaments now, right? Like, is that there
really.
or is that not there?
No.
no, it's not
So,
there.
You can
I
make
mean-
friend lobbies, but you can't do tournaments.
Yeah, and so like, and can you make a? I haven't even, I guess, tried or looked. Can we do a 24-person private knockout tour?
Yeah.
That's good. But
Yeah.
like some of the stuff is just hidden and not like widely out there. And they did not market this game, I think, how they probably should have. And having Doug Bowser out there as the person being like, oh, some games are going to be this and some games are going to be that. That was not the play. Like they needed to come up with a better marketing strategy than reactive anti-fear mongering. And I think they were caught off guard by how upset people were. And it's like, I don't know how you couldn't, like, what kind of market analysis or PR people, like, if you're the first company to do this $80 game and you know the market's going to maybe follow, come up with a way to better justify it. And they did not. And then they got stuck in part of the problem with this whole thing is they got stuck in this misinformation typhoon and they didn't clear the air on anything. And so misinformation was out there about how expensive physical was versus digital, and I think it's just been a cloud hanging over this game since. And they need to clear the air, and if they can get like a everyone's here kind of opportunity like Smash has, then and they can market directs around it, then it can be something exciting for people again. And make it all free, because that's the biggest thing. This being the first $80 game, you don't want to add horse armor on top of it.
Yeah, no question. Looking at chat here, Nate says Donkey Kong actually has an intuitive map. Rico Lee says, I'll never understand why Bonanza has more quality of life before launch than World does. If anything, World should feel just as fleshed out, if not more so, because World has so much going for it. And it's almost like, in a way, like if you guys ever go car shopping, like I remember going and looking at Hondas, and they had like quite a few more features than the Toyotas. And the Toyota is the market share leader, and so they don't have to have as many features in the similarly priced vehicles,
because our car retains its value better.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like there may be some aspects of Mario Kart World where they're like, yo, it's Mario Kart. It's just gonna It's just, and at the same time, there's some amazing things going on. And, you know, I know you guys mentioned like the, what's the cops and robbers or whatever, that mode.
Renegade Roundup.
Yeah. We can't even do that. The piranha plant's not a weapon in this.
Every
that's
time I
true.
see somebody
Yeah,
racing
I didn't think
as
about
the
that.
piranha plant, I freak out.
So do I.
Every time. I'm like, oh, that's going to bite me when I drive by it.
Right. Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Same.
I agree, Josh. I think that's what makes this so frustrating. Like the game itself is good. Like it's a very good game. It's just I wish there was more. I wish they did more with the open world, like than just be challenges all over the place. Because the world is really cool. It has day and night cycles. It has dynamic weather. Like it's a really well
It
made
has active
world.
NPCs that do their own that
Yeah,
live
like
their own
what are
lives.
they-
Mhm.
We need some lore behind those toads that are like speeding through the world. Like what are they doing? That's why I'm frustrated. And they had 10 years to make this game, and like we don't. I just feel like there's not enough content there to justify the 10 years.
Development apparently started in 2020.
That's a lie.
According to their developer, you know, like
Q&A.
I don't believe
saw
that. Dude, I don't believe anything they said. They also said something like, "Oh yeah, we wanted to focus on Mario characters in this one, and we already had so much for them that we're not going to do other games or other IP." I'm like, that's a lie. They're 100% doing it. Like, I don't believe anything they say. Same with like, it's $80 because they could charge $80 for Mario Kart. There's no other reason.
You're paying 80 for the name.
Yeah.
Well, Rico Lee says, I'll never understand. Or wait, did I read that part?
Yeah.
You read
Yep.
this.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Yeah. So talking about just how, you know, why is Donkey Kong more fleshed out, and it's not only the game, like Donkey Kong looking more. The direct was like, this is how you do it. Like they
They
put
did a
on
better job
clinic
explaining it. Yeah.
of how to do a direct. Everybody was like the Mario Kart Direct told us nothing that we didn't already know from the Switch 2
and Doug
Direct.
Bowser went on record saying, just wait until the direct. You'll see why it's $80. And then nothing. We got nothing out of that. What was that? A 10-minute direct that showed us nothing of why it was important.
Well, they know they don't have to market Mario Kart that much. Like it's Mario Kart. If you get a Switch,
And it
2,
was a
you
launch
get Mario
title game.
Kart.
It was a guaranteed.
Yeah,
And it was a bundled game.
the Donkey Kong Direct did a really good job because I think it sold people on that game that were skeptical of that game from the initial reveal.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
Well,
not everybody's
it was a
Donkey
different
Kong.
experience, like we talked about with Mike last week. It was a different experience than what they even showed at the Switch 2
Experience.
fan event.
I'm just so glad that I could use my Donkey Kong wristband.
I love that. I mean, you know, we're watching Smash, right? As our B-roll. It's going to be another topic we're going to get to right now. But the thing is Mario Kart World feels like it's on its way to Smash. Because what does Smash do so well? It is a party game and a competitive fighting game all in one. And the modes are there and the options are there to allow you to play however you want, right? And Mario Kart World is still in that stage where, like, you know, it's like if Nintendo forced you to use items in every Smash Bros match, no matter what, if there was no way to turn them off, like the competitive scene would have just completely gone away.
Can you imagine like a competitive Mario Kart where instead of item junctions, everyone just gets 3 mushrooms to start, and you just have to race the race, and you get your 3 mushrooms. That's it. Just pure race it. That would be interesting.
I mean,
it would take the randomness out of it a little bit, and it'd just be like, who can ride the pure line or know where the shortcut
who can get
is.
to coins the fastest. And
yeah,
In Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they did add that feature
Item
later on
selection.
about where you could have custom items.
right.
and that's where you got to see those crazy blue shell only races. Or
Yeah,
Mhm.
those are fun. Like, bring that back. But then everybody would just be using Kamek. because they want to unlock all the characters.
Yeah. And that's the like, you know, just to kind of to finish this out, like I do feel like this game is worth $80 because I will play this game for years to come, even if it's only doing time trials, and I'll be having the time of my life. Like when you're seeing me put out like shorts and videos doing crazy cuts and you know, going for my best times in my pipe frame and getting pipe trials going and whatnot. That's years of playing for me that I'm gonna have a good time with. That I'm not the average Mario Kart player, right? That's not everybody's experience. And so I do think that they basically wanted to see the majority of people that pick this game up trying all the different modes. And by limiting the amount of modes, it does give them something to drip feed over time, but it also has us trying, and in some case playing until we're frustrated because they make silly updates.
Yeah. I can't see I can't see Johnny's playtime because he's stingy as a friend and only has his thing set up as.
What's my secret?
I can't. I
have
see
35 hours. I have 35.
Okay,
hours.
so Cheesy has played the most out of all of us. Cheesy is at 70 hours. Josh is at 50. I'm at like I'm probably about to break.
Whoa! Josh is at 50 and he just got Rainbow Road today.
He's been playing online. That's it.
I do think I've left the game on a couple of times. Like I think that has happened, but
what did I do?
I don't know. All I see when I look at you is how we became friends, and that's it. I can't see your playtimes.
I think I turned friend settings.
Okay.
But yeah, Cheesy has played a ton, so I'm curious to talk to him here when he comes back, just about how he's feeling about everything, but because he's been playing a ton.
All right,
he likes it. I know he likes it.
Let's get to how will Nintendo handle Smash on Switch 2. Quick side note. We just saw the GameCube, heard the GameCube. Strikers coming July 3rd to Nintendo Switch Online. You have an expansion pack. So I saw a lot of people saying, finally, the good Strikers. Poor Strikers just doesn't get enough love.
People are going to be like, they're going to play it. They're going to be like, wait, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. The Strikers on GameCube or on Switch, in my opinion, short of having a smaller arena compared to like the Wii and maybe even the GameCube, it is a game that offers a higher skill gap if you want, with still that arcade soccer mode. So I'm just like,
yeah, but didn't both Wii and GameCube Strikers have a more fleshed out single player than what Switch? That was one of the complaints about Switch, was it just didn't have
the content.
We just had cups. Like that was it. There was no. I don't know.
And Wii was a little crazy with the whole goalie like you had to do the goalie gloves kind of defense against that like barrage.
Yeah, I think people have like nostalgia goggles for those sports games because they don't have much more content than what we got in the Switch versions.
The only time I played Strikers, or the first time I played Strikers, was like 2019 with Andre from Game Explain, and I was like, man, I missed out. This was super fun. And then we all got to play Strikers in person, and like
it was fun.
Outside of Heave Ho, like that was probably the most fun we had doing couch co-op, like or doing couch multiplayer. Like it was so good. They just messed up with the content anyway. Well, anyway, enough of that. It's going to be coming.
My only issue with Strikers for the Switch was I couldn't play a full team with my friends online.
Yeah, another frustrating element for sure. Like
that was super confusing when you only had like 2 players.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how will Nintendo handle Smash on Switch 2? And Stealth put out a tweet from basically summarizing an article that came out from like Nintendo News or Nintendo Everything or what, I can't remember which one it was, but or My Nintendo News, maybe, I think that's what it was. Basically, the rumor, Sakurai would only agree to make new Smash Bros. Game if he could work on Kirby Air Riders. I don't know how anyone could actually know this for certain, but I think there is a 0% chance a new Smash Bros. Isn't made for Switch 2. And I think we could all
Hold on, say that again. There is a 0%.
The 0%
Yeah.
chance
Who
that
says
Smash
that
Bros.
there's
Game
not going to be a Smash Brothers?
isn't made. Like, basically, like, it's 100% chance
Okay,
it's going to be.
they will
made.
make one.
Yeah.
Does that mean it could be a Smash Bros. Ultimate Deluxe?
So that's my first question. Is it Ultimate with a Switch 2 upgrade, or is it a new game from the ground up? And Crawler, you can kick it off.
I think their best bet, if they were smart in their legal adventures to procure everyone for Everyone Is Here, hopefully they put some clauses in for a known future, because this, I mean, obviously this console's been in the works for a little bit. Hopefully they kind of have some safeguards to ensure that the roster can stay the way it needs to. I think in order to deliver a great experience, I think it needs to be Switch 2 exclusive and dump the game can be the same, but it needs to be isolated into whatever ecosystem you're on. So crossplay between 1 and 2 just doesn't exist unless you don't buy an upgrade path or something like that. And then Smash Bros. Ultimate for Switch 2 is a thing with rollback netcode and improved online experience, unless they can find a way unless they can find a way to implement that across the board. That would be great if they could. I think obviously a competitive advantage might exist on Switch 2 if you were fighting somebody on a Switch 1, even if they were to come up with a way to have rollback and all that kind of stuff, just because of frame data and how fast the refresh and information can be conveyed on Switch 2. But I think the core game is great where it's at. I think if they want to add some more characters, great, cool. Let's get some more Xenoblade characters. Let's get some more. I don't know where else we can go. Like
Fire Emblem,
Donkey Kong,
yeah,
yeah,
Donkey Kong, Dixie,
the Void Company. I mean, there's so many.
Brutal.
I mean, the rosters are already so expansive, but it could go up. I mean, and Sakurai has done such a great job when he introduces a new character, making sure that it fits into the system. So that would be great. But I think the biggest improvement that needs to happen is the online and how that works. Whatever that, I mean, needs to happen. I'm not. I think with what this was able to bring for people from Melee and Wii and all that kind of stuff, bringing a main that they might have had or that they've grown to kind of appreciate with DLC characters and something like that. It sucks if you have to lose a character that you're maining. So hopefully they can preserve the roster. I say keep it the same game, just because I don't know if there's a way that you can improve upon Ultimate where everyone is there. But just improve the online. And if that means they have to sever between 1 and 2, fine by me. I think that would sell systems. I think that would justify an upgrade path. Ideally, I don't want to have to pay $80 for the same game that I maybe have. So hopefully it is only a $20 upgrade path or something like that, or they bake it into NSO Online. But that's where I would like to see it go. I could, just because what is it, just 70, 80 person roster, whatever it is now, I think just needs to be preserved in whatever way. If that means that those characters have to be tied to a game called Switch Ultimate, which might be how the contracts are written with stuff, then maybe that's how they get around it.
Johnny, how about you?
I am the opposite. I want them to reboot it and have less characters.
Oh,
80
interesting.
characters is like way too many. And I know my boy Terry's not getting in next time anyway, so it's not I'll have to find a new main. But yeah, I kind of want them to reboot it. I mean, Ultimate is like the ultimate Smash Brothers game, and you can play it on Switch 2 now if you want. So like, give me something brand new that's completely different that, you know, kind of goes back to its like roots and make it really tight. I just don't think we need 100 characters. That's so many characters. But I mean, I do believe that. I mean, there's no way Smash Brothers isn't being made right now. It's been 6 years. Like, he's been working on that. He lied. That's another thing that they lied about. It's the best selling Smash Brothers Ultimate is the best selling Smash Brothers or best selling fighting game ever. So like, there's no way they're just not going to have a Smash Brothers game.
So I just want to take a quick peek just for the, sake of looking. But apparently, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate development began in February of 2016. After the completion of the DLC for the 3DS and the Wii U versions, the game was fully revealed at E3 2018 and released December 7th, 2018. This means the development period for the game was roughly 2 years and 10 months. So...
And now it's been, 6 years?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's been, 6 years, right? Is it 2018?
But we had also 2 years of DLC.
Of Fighter Pack. Yeah, for sure. So what that tells me is that there's probably plenty of assets that can be reused. So that if they want to go... Because, like, Mario's going to need a new model. He's going to need a Wonder model. There's, the
whatever new 3D Mario we get.
Yeah, potentially that, right?
We need an elephant Mario.
Well, they seem the power up, I assume.
Yep.
You get turn everybody into an elephant in Smash that way. Imagine Corrin as an elephant, right? So, yeah. So I mean, it's not like, because I mean, you got to remember we used to discuss at length, is Ultimate a port or a remake, right? Like, or a new game, like it. And so a lot of reused assets there.
Wait,
so,
I have an additional. I want it to be open world with P-switches and Peach coins. Actually, an open world Smash Brothers, what they would do with that would be so cool.
Have you played the story? It's pretty diverse there.
You're
wandering around quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I guess bringing a story. Because what people want, Subspace Emissary, that had like cutscenes and everything.
Oh yeah, that was so good. My boys loved that. Loved it.
Bring something like that back.
Cryptic, how about you? What do you think? Think they you want to see an upgrade, Switch 2 upgrade, or you want to see a new game from the ground up?
So I think Ultimate should still continue to live on in some way. I don't think we're ever going to get a roster in video game history as great as Ultimate's. It's still pretty crazy. We have a fighting game where Mario, Pac-Man, Mega Man can
Sonic,
all fight
Snake,
all fight each other. Cloud, like something
But
even
for
Sony
Rolf-
couldn't even do. But
Yeah.
ultimately, I do agree with Johnny, is that I do want them to reboot it, kind of go like the Street Fighter V route, where they start off with like 8 characters, but really define their moveset. Get rid of all the echoes. That means I would lose my Dark Samus main. Even I could see a world where Sakurai doesn't even develop it. Bandai kind of took over that game anyways, or at least helped. So just give them a chance, see what they could do with it. We've seen plenty of new developers with classic games, with Arc System Works doing the new Marvel versus Capcom game, even though it's not Capcom anymore. So that's something I'd like to see. But yeah, if they could somehow do Ultimate with robot netcode, which I think they can do, I mean, if Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 could get rollback netcode in the next few months, I'm sure Nintendo could figure out a way. So ultimately, it'd be cool for Ultimate to continue to live on if it's like an upgrade path or anything. But I do want them to eventually reboot it.
So there's a problem with Smash on Switch 2. And that's
don't play Mii Fighters.
That's the no. I mean Smash, like the new, and that's the Wi-Fi antenna, right? Like I just did a speed test. My phone wirelessly sitting in the same spot as my Switch is at like 684 down and 744 up. Okay. The Switch 2, 44 down, 188 up. Like, and I can't right now, I have to move my modem into the living room because the Switch being behind the TV, you can't even check a game. Like if you need to check to see if you can play your game, you know, like if you have it set to the user license or whatever, the Switch won't even connect to the Wi-Fi. The TV is in the, you know, is where it is, works perfectly fine. Like I've had no issues with any devices, but the Switch 2. So can you imagine like when kids start getting a hold of this thing and they're playing Smash in their bedroom with no like handheld, like the lag is going to be atrocious.
Is that an interference thing, or is that a wireless antenna issue? Like, is it maxing out the antenna, or has there been a teardown yet to look at that?
All I've seen, I think it was Tom Warren. I think I mentioned it last week. Is he, or maybe the week before? I can't remember. But like, yeah, he talked about it, and it was like he couldn't even get stuff to upload. You know, some people were like setting, like literally sitting their switches on top of their routers, trying to get stuff to download.
You just can't
faster.
play online if you have Wi-Fi. You have to make it LAN only.
Yeah, I'm hardlined, and I just tested it, and I think this is about half of what my internet can do. I'm 411 down and 38 up, but
sorry, kiddos.
I'm hardlined.
They get their own. You get Wi-Fi lobbies. If you're on Wi-Fi, you have to go in a Wi-Fi lobby.
That would be nice.
And if you're hardlined, you get a hardlined lobby. So, but yeah, I'm the opposite of you guys. I want to see. I would prefer to see a Switch 2 upgrade with so a Switch 2 upgrade, not something new from the ground up, but that would include like, you know, Samus getting like the Dread outfit and Mario getting a refresh for like Wonder and maybe the red Metroid Prime outfit for Samus as well. Like some refreshes to characters, but then also new fighter pass that brings about like Master Chief and, you know, some really, really cool third-party stuff, as well as some more first-party stuff like Waluigi and, you know, Gino and who's Charlie Cox's character? Is that his name from is it Expedition 33?
Expedition. His name's oh god,
like,
I can't remember his name.
That's the actor's name, isn't it? Charlie
Charlie
the guy
Cox,
that plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys see the interview with him? He's like, guys, I went into the studio for 4 hours and read these lines. Like I didn't. He goes, I feel like a complete fraud standing up here right now. Like as they were talking about like some award, like I don't know if it was award or just like how moving his performance was, and he was like, you know, so maybe get his character in Smash. I don't know. I'm just being facetious.
We gotta get that character. We gotta get that game on Switch too.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I hear it's really
my
good.
My wireless speed is half of what my phone is on my Switch.
I want Cal and Bat from Kart World and the new Smash game.
And you can only unlock them by getting Comac to
come change the field.
Well, we got more Xenoblade more Xenoblade characters that they could get a hold of. Like,
I mean, I don't think the N-Gage Fire Emblem N-Gage protagonists are in there, right?
Yeah, we need more sorties. You know, the mechanic from Splatoon Raiders. Like, in even seeing like, what if they did something crazy like, like Pearl and Marina, or,
Yeah.
Callie Marie, Pearl and Marina.
yeah, like
Bring in Big Man. Big Man as his own fighter.
Big
That
Man would be cool.
well, and I wonder if they could do like Callie Marie, like Mithra Pyra, where you swap between them and they have like combined movesets or something.
Well,
where they
Pauline's definitely getting in, I would assume.
Oh, right.
Waluigi,
Yeah.
probably Waluigi, maybe Gino. But there's still a lot of third party. Like I would love some Mortal Kombat characters in there. Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Waluigi's never gotten love.
I want a
Waluigi
Salad
from Mortal
Blade
Kombat, yeah.
character.
Nate said Shinobi and Ryu Hayabusa. Let's go.
Just give the people what they want. Put Goku in there.
Just all right. I'm wrong. I don't want to reboot. I want 300 characters.
300 characters. There we go. Goomba. I want to play as Goomba.
And set them up how we have to scroll through our
Captain
characters in Mario Kart World, where you got to scroll and scroll and scroll.
Each costume's its own slot.
I don't know how that's still a thing in Mario Kart.
I'm kind of used to it now. It's not like that big of a deal.
Yeah, same. Like you can use your sort button and it kind of puts everybody in the same like
I mean,
style.
I use the same rate. I wish there was like a favorite button.
Yeah,
it does default to what you use, just like in Mario Kart 8, what you use last.
Goku is in a video game. Boom, roasted.
I don't know. There's Dragon Ball, Budokai, whatever the heck it's called,
and fighters,
yeah.
Put Dom and Marcus and Master Chief. Just get them all in there.
I'm ready. Chainsaws in Smash. Let's go.
Yep.
Go. Be fantastic. So
yeah, make it M-rated and we get some fatalities in there.
Oh, here we go. Finish him. Let's go.
Just tear Mario's head off and put the clock tower for Mortal Kombat 3 in there, and you just impale him on spikes.
Oh my god, so good. Seeing Scorpion, get over here.
I mean, Scorpion and Sub-Zero could work because they have been in mature games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Sweat mode's on.
Bayonetta is in this game, so all bets are off at this point.
And her hair just covers her naughty bits.
Yeah, good old Bayonetta. So, well, and
that game apparently is phenomenal on Switch too, because it's uncapped on frames.
Oh, I need to check that out then.
Yeah, Bayonetta 3 is supposedly uncapped.
Oh, I love that. Nate saying Mortal Kombat collection looks sweet. Like I can't wait. I've been saying I want a Mortal Kombat collection for years. I'm so glad they're finally doing it. So.
Oh, did you see Golden Tee is getting a collection from?
No way.
Yeah, they're putting 6 games or whatever in, and it's I think it's a limited run physical, wow. But it'll be out that you can get it. It's and they have like modified controls. I don't know if mouse controls will let you do the trackball kind of thing, but Golden Tee is getting a collection.
That's so funny. It'd be like doing a Madden collection where it's like I just want everything from 2000
just
to
bring
2005.
Blitz. Put Blitz on everything. Because the NFL hates Blitz because it condoned hits after the whistle and all sorts of stuff. But because I think even when arcade, because Blitz came out on the arcade 1-up. I think they had to put either a disclaimer or they don't allow the hits after the whistle or anything anymore.
I think they took it out.
Yeah, because the NFL Players Association did not like it.
Nate said I beat a drunk guy at a bar at Golden Tee, and he told the bartender I was 8 and can't be in here. Amazing. Well, I think that's gonna do it.
Quite an episode we did today.
Yeah, Mario Kart just dominating the news cycle as always. But good to talk Smash. I know. Oh, hang on. I want to get the name correct. Here. I think it's Wicked.
This is a fantastic way to play Smash wirelessly now. It is so amazing.
Oh,
and it just works. Yep.
Does that count as a Pro controller?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
so it doesn't pop up as a GameCube controller?
No, no, it registers. So all the buttons register correctly. So like, because that was part of the problem when you would plug,
So it wouldn't work with like
when
the
you
All-Star
like
collection.
when what is it, the Genki or 8-bit do, the wireless receiver thing where you could plug in a wired GameCube controller. It had both the Wii and the GameCube sides adapters, and when you connected that wirelessly to the Switch, it thought of it just as a USB controller. So X and Y like were in weird. It didn't register the buttons correctly on the GameCube controller, so that was frustrating. But the NSO GameCube controller works just like you have a wired GameCube controller plugged into a GameCube adapter. So it's very nice and it works wonderfully.
Oh, it's super cool. Super cool. I've yet to open mine. I need to take it out
Yeah,
of
I
the
have mine
box.
sitting right next to me. How to open it?
Nice. Very cool.
It's not sealed or anything. It's just a little plastic thing covering it up.
Just a little tab. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. Well, Cryptic, thanks for joining us on this side of the screen. You are a faithful viewer, always in the chat. So it was cool to get you on here.
One last
And,
question.
Yeah.
So when do you think we get Smash? If he has to finish Air Riders first,
Air Riders is done.
so it's like polishing it up.
Oh yeah. Because we'll get a date on that here soon. So
I think we get it next year. I think we're getting Animal Crossing next year, and I think we're getting Smash next year. They want to get those titles on there as fast as possible.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
And
The amount
if
of
he can do
comments
an
I've
update,
seen.
and if he can do an update and then a new Smash comes out after that as well, like, because obviously some stuff needs to be fixed. Because from what I've read or heard is that the Mii fighters are not like great for the game right now on Switch 2. I don't know what it does, but it's not great. So they probably need to tweak some things. But then if they're working on if it's something new or if it's something tweaking the old, then hopefully we get it sooner rather than later.
Well, I think Mario Kart 8 is an indicator of like, oh, it's not getting any kind of Switch 2 upgrade because World came out, right? They don't want any kind of conflict. So I wonder if there's a bit of truth to that when it comes to like trying to figure out what's going to be coming next or what we should expect, because
we don't have anyone on NSO. We don't even have Smash 64.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that, and like, if Mario Kart 8 Deluxe did not get a Switch 2 even free upgrade.
Yeah.
Wario Wonder got nothing. Animal Crossing, nothing. Smash.
They showed the
nothing.
frames work better with Mario Kart Wonder. They showed that in the direct.
No, if you watch closely or if you look closely, it's not the same model.
Oh, really?
No, you're talking about when it showed like
the jumping. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Go back and watch it and zoom in a bit. It's not the Mario Wonder model, which I thought it.
So
looks more like
is it a Mario Maker thing? Are we getting Wonder in Mario Maker?
That Mario looks more like the Mario from the Mario movie in that little display or whatever. So
does it run better at least? Like I know Mario Kart 8 multiplayer was like 30 FPS.
I haven't tried Wonder because I'm
sure Digital Foundry has a lot of stuff up on their site.
The screen is trash and really slow.
No,
yeah, right. I've heard it's got bad.
That's what they said. That's what they said.
Yeah, refresh rate is not great.
Dead console.
Apparently, there were some people
garbage
reaction, the millisecond response time.
Apparently, some people brought their Switches home and they had no OS on it whatsoever. They couldn't do anything with it. So there's some wild stories out there. But
some people had staples in their screens, Yeah.
All right. Well, appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for listening after the fact. And for Joey, I will say, Kitty and Dixie for Smash, and that's all I will say. Just for Cryptic.
No. I'll buy